always liked Stephen King's Cat's Eye, but I probably haven't seen it in 15 years, so a Cat's Eye rewatch is in order. Stephen King wrote the screenplay, which is based on his otherwise unrelated short stories, and strings them together with the framing device of this one cat getting mixed up in the plot of each sequence. Before we even get to our first story, we spend some time with the cat, and I have to apologize slightly to garbage movies like The Dark Tower for doing all the in-your-face Stephen King nostalgia bits, because Cat's Eye might be the most egregious example of this I've ever seen. This movie literally starts with both Cujo and Christine references, not even subtle ones. Cujo is chasing the cat and they almost get hit by Christine, which has a Christine bumper sticker to really let you know that it's Christine. We're in Wilmington, North Carolina, where King will later film Maximum Overdrive, and the cat gets chased onto a truck and ends up in New York City. The cat starts getting psychic messages from Lil Drew Barrymore, desperately asking for help, but before the cat can help, it's scooped up by a passerby and placed into a cage. And now our first story actually begins. While the film never identifies any of its stories by name, this first one is based on Quitters Inc. from King's Night Shift collection. It's about Dick Morrison, who wants to quit smoking. He goes to a company called Quitters Inc., and it's clear from his time in the waiting room that he shouldn't stay here another second, but whatever, there's no story if he doesn't. The place is run by Alan King, and what Dick very quickly learns after a chilling demonstration involving our hero Cat is that this is a mob operation that's found a legit way to do all their favorite mob stuff under the guise of getting people to stop smoking. All you have to do is walk in, and once there, you belong to them. At one point, Dick is watching The Dead Zone on TV. Later, a scene where Dick can think he can hide in his car and smoke is filmed on the same drawbridge from the beginning of Maximum Overdrive. Also, his daughter is played by Barrymore, as she's going to appear in all 3 segments, just like the cat. When Dick attends a party where it seems as though literally everyone there is smoking, a cover of Every Breath You Take hits that's just a little too on the nose. However, it turns out that this is a fantasy sequence, something which doesn't take too long to realize, especially as Alan King enters the scene doing a bit that nearly had me on the floor. It should be said that this story is wholly absurd. I mean, it's not even close to being realistic, but that's why it works so well. And my favorite part might be the henchman's line read when the cat manages to escape.
Oh, fiddly sticks.
The cat gets on a ferry and travels to Atlantic City, New Jersey. And I like that the film's composer, Alan Silvestri, has given the cat a little heroic theme. Now Drew Barrymore is in a cat food commercial, again pleading with the cat for help. But again, before the cat can help, it's picked up by mobster Kenneth McMillan. This second story is called The Ledge, also from the Night Shift collection. That dude has bigger concerns, though, than a new cat, as his wife has been banging Airplane 2's Robert Hayes. He kidnaps Hayes and bets him that he can't walk around the ledge of his building, and if heights make you uncomfortable, they do a hell of a job here putting you in his shoes. My palms were sweating during this entire segment, and even though I could see all the tricks they were doing to make it appear that he was very high up, it's still a well-directed and intense sequence. McMillan strokes an issue of Penthouse magazine at one point in this segment, which is where the story was originally printed. The cat again escapes and rides the rails all the way back to Wilmington, where it finally finds Drew Barrymore. A troll has moved into her room and wants to steal her breath in the film's final story, which King wrote exclusively for the film. And the effects involving this troll creature, with the exception of a couple of composite shots, are amazing. Really, this is terrific stuff going on here. And Frank Welker does his usual solid voice work making troll noises. The cat, which Barrymore has named General, is there to help, but the mom has it out for General and ends up taking it to the pound. But as we've seen, nothing can stop the General, who escapes and heads back to battle the troll and save Drew Barrymore. The mom is reading Pet Sematary at one point, by the way. Not counting the Maximum Overdrive connections, that's 5 King references in his own movie by my count. They drop Every Breath You Take again during the final fight between the cat and the troll, and okay, it's great. This movie is great. Lightweight, sure, not a super scary movie by any stretch, but a lot of fun nevertheless. They even end the film with a song called Cat's Eye, which comes close to receiving a Stargrove Award, but it just doesn't commit. Still, all movies should end with a theme song based on the title of the film. Normally, I prefer anthologies to have different directors for each story, but director Louis Teague, who also helmed Cujo, does a great job here. This is peak 1980s King goodness, and you should definitely have this in your library.